Folks, welcome to the channel, and in this case, talking about a very interesting firearm, the Kel-Tec, let me get that right, PR57. People have asked me before about 22 Magnum pistols. Hey, these things are awesome. It's a 22 Magnum. It's almost like a 38 in terms of ballistics, but I have 20 rounds in a pistol. What about that? And how cool is that? Well, it's cool, but it has certain disadvantages, which this gun may be the solution to those. Folks, as always, welcome to the channel. If you want to learn more about preparedness and survival, you're definitely in the right place. If you're asking about these things, I assume you're interested in survival, in self-defense, in protecting yourself, your family, your home when you're out and about. And for that, remember that it's not the tool, it is the hand that wields it, and the brain that is behind all of that. For that, Street Survival Skills is the book that will help you get prepared. Half the book is about things you learn in firearms training, things I've learned over the years, in instructors classes, beginner classes, intermediate and advanced classes, tactical shooting classes, working with other people, right, in teams and whatnot. All of those things I cover to quite an extent here. And it's really about avoiding lots of these things. So, in terms of home defense, in terms of defensive driving, which I do cover there too, all of these things will be far more important, far more critical for your self-defense than the kind of gun that you have, which should be a Glock 9mm anyway, but hey, we're doing this. I get the question. Some people that may be more sensitive to recoil. They don't want to go with a 9mm. They see the advantage of having more rounds in the gun. They really maybe have, some dexterity issues or strength, and the idea of quickly reloading. Well, I'd rather have a 20-round magazine instead of that. I mean, these are all valid things. I don't have a problem with that. But giving the question about dropping things here with a microphone, giving the question about the 22 Magnum, which I have here, compared to the 9mm, yeah, that's gonna, okay, yeah. So you see it's longer, right? And that's one of the things. It makes for a more square little thing. But if you go by historic terms, this is a freaking long little case. Remember, 22 started as 22, what was it, short? 22 short, 22 long. 22 long rifle, 22 Magnum. It is getting freaking long. And because of how thin and long it is, there can be issues with reliability, which I did mention before. The thing I did not remember mentioning is that these are it's rim fire, right? You don't have a central fire cartridge. This means, in case you don't know, rim fire would be this. Central would be this. This is 9mm. It has a primer. This one, it just hits on the edge of this very thin, right, case. It's not the same thing. 9mm is much thicker walls. You can recharge this. You won't recharge this thing. At least you shouldn't. I know there's things you can do, but really, no. This is not something you recharge. You reload. Not recharging. This is not something you reload. Yes, 9mm, you certainly reload a bunch of times. But the key is this. The primer makes it a lot more reliable. That's why you don't see any military guns, or police, military using 22 Magnum. Now, this round that you see here, 5.7, that was definitely, yes, specifically designed for military and police applications, especially in subguns and being used along with pistols. Now, it makes for a pretty blocky square pistol because of that. Now, in this case, what I think is so interesting is that we have a gun that has many of these advantages. Now, I want something that's less recoil than, I don't know, how much less recoil do you have? I'm not particularly sensitive to recoil. I'm fine with 9mm. I'm fine with 40, with 350. I really like the recoil of 45 ACP. I feel like very, manageable as well, and I like the rounds, very accurate. But I get it. If you want to go with something else, I get that you want to go maybe with something like this. 5.7 will be a lot more reliable, and I know there's 22 Magnums that are apparently very reliable, but just going by the design of the round, this is not designed for a semi-automatic pistol. This thing is, okay? And the reliability you can expect will be much greater. Not only is it a central fire gun, it's also that bottleneck case, almost like a mini rifle round, like a mini 5.56, or that makes it even more reliable, more accurate. So you're talking about powerful, reliable, accurate. All of those things are good. And in the Kel-Tec PR57, what they did, which I think was kind of clever, is there's no magazine. Oh shit, what do you mean no magazine? No. So as to make this thinner, and because this is already, these things are kind of like 5.7 by 28. Keep in mind, your 9mm, this is 9 by 19. 9 by 19 against 5.28. It is almost 1 full centimeter big. It is a long ass case. So in a pistol, if you have somewhat of medium size or especially small size hands, this may be a pain in the ass. But if you have no magazine and the magazine itself is a grip, well, that makes it quite a bit thinner. It's just a few millimeters, but it's a massive difference when you're gripping this thing. So no magazine, it is just clip fed. But on the other hand, you have 20 rounds. So let's say someone has, maybe dexterity issues or physical strength, hand strength. Dude, I really have no speed for reloading. I don't have the strength for that. I would rather have a pistol that have 20 rounds instead of having to change magazines with 15, 17 rounds, right? Now in your Glock, 17 plus 1 in the I think there's 20 plus 1, right? But I'd rather have 20 rounds than just have to reload. Okay, that's exactly what this is. It is a pistol that is fed like an old Mauser rifle, right? You just feed it. There's a clip here from James Reeves from the TFB blog. Let me show you how he really loads this thing. Right, so there it is. It opens up. See if he's charging this thing. So there's a clip. So these 10 round clips, you have to put 2 of these, or if you're in a hurry, just with 1. So it is gonna be for sure slowing that box fed magazine, but hey, it is really not all that bad. It's not as if you're stuck with something that is impossible to reload in an emergency. It's gonna be slower, but again, you probably don't need. You have 20 rounds in that thing. How many times do people run out of ammo with a Glock 17? Well, you have even more rounds in this thing. All right, so that makes it pretty interesting the way I see it. Yes, it looks like it looks as if it has a magazine. It does not. I think it's cool. I think it's an interesting design. I know it's Kel-Tec, which is not always the most reliable. They do some weird ass shit at times, which is great because they bring also stuff like this. The Sub 2000 has been a long, fan favorite little 9mm carbine for a while now, and this could be it. I see this as an improvement over a 22 Magnum. I really do, especially with something that's designed to be something that's specifically designed for semi-automatic. Right? A 22 Magnum is not. That's not what it was designed for. This, yeah, and I see it a lot more reliable. And then you can get these things like, stuff like this. You can put a red dot in this. So something like this. It's no magazine, a lot of rounds, less recoil, and I can put a red dot. So maybe I see an older guy, not the same eyes as before, not the same hand strength as before. Maybe this could be a solid option. I guess it's a matter of getting one, trying it out, and having enough rounds on it so as to feel comfortable with its reliability. And at the same time, I don't want to be the same bore, but Glock 9mm. That's what you will take to training. That is commonality of parts. That's what's used all over the world. Yeah, that's what you should have. Imagine going to classes with these things. Yeah, you're not going to be the favorite guy there. Especially when, oh, wait, I need to put my clips. No, it's called magazine. No, it is actually a clip that I have, see? So that would be a fun little moment, but yeah, a conversation starter. But I think it's an option out there. Folks, that's going to be all for now. See you later. Take care. Have an awesome day.